Hi everyone, my name is Rhiannon from Blue Dog Board Games, and today we're going to be playing a solo playthrough of a game called My Little Scythe. Now, I will head this video up and say a massive thank you to Stonemaier Games for providing me with a copy of this game to do this playthrough for you today, and I will also finish off with my final thoughts on the game. I am free, however, to tell you exactly what I think of this game, and this perspective is going to be coming from someone who is looking at this like from a solo perspective, but I must say I have played this one quite a number of times with my husband as well, so this will have a two-player perspective as well. So if you don't know, My Little Scythe is a game that is based in the Scythe universe. So Scythe is its big brother, essentially. My Little Scythe is advertised as taking elements from Scythe and using this in a much more family-friendly format. You are playing as two different siblings of an animal kingdom, competing with other different animal kingdoms in a harvest tournament. Your idea is to get 4 trophies before any of the other players, or in this case, all the automas, and the first person who does that and triggers the end of the game is usually the winner, but not always. Other people can also get their 4th trophy during that final round, and then there's going to be tiebreakers, such as whoever has the highest friendship. Today, we're going to be playing on the normal difficulty, and I'm also going to be playing against 3 automas, but in this game they're called automounties. So there's going to be quite a lot going on the board, but we'll talk through it as we go. So we're all set up, ready to go, so let's get going. So once again, My Little Scythe is actually a very big game. The board is huge. In fact, if I remember rightly, I think the board of Scythe is exactly the same size, so it is quite sizable. It does take up most of my gaming space, really. I've got a player mat over here, and I'm going to be playing yellow, of course, and I have 3 actions that I am going to be able to do on my turn. I can move, I can seek, and there's 2 different seeking options here, or I can choose to make, and then there's 3 different make options down here. We've got 3 different automounty factions or siblings. It's all very friendly. We're going to be throwing pies at each other and all sorts like that. So we're going to be playing against black, white and blue. And this is the 4-player setup. So in the booklet, it tells you, according to how many players you have, how you are supposed to be setting up around the board, because it will depend on where your camps lie. So this is the setup for 4 players. And to finish the setup, we're just going to be flipping this, which tells you in front of our camp what resources there's going to be. So I will do some zooming in at various points in the game, but you don't really need to see this. But we've got 3 different types of tokens that we're going to be collecting throughout this game, which are going to be these little beautiful acrylic apples. So I've got one here. We've got acrylic jewels that we're going to be collecting. And we've also got navigation tokens, which are going to be quests that we can complete. So let me just finish setting up that board, and then we will crack straight into the game. So that's our last token, so we can just get rid of that from the game now. We don't need that any longer. And I'm going to actually roll a dice, I think, to see who goes first. So I'm just going to ignore any colours that don't come up. And I don't think there's not like a... Is there a black? Black isn't on here, so I'm going to use the grey to represent black. So let's just see. Grey. So black's going to go first, and then we're going to go clockwise, I think. The only other things to sort of point out before we start is I start with this pie card. So I actually have 2 pies that I can contribute in a pie fight, which is the same thing inside as like a battle. And I've also got this behavioural card. So your particular animal kingdom will have a particular affinity for one of the trophies. It will just give you that little extra edge. And mine is the quest trophy. So I'm able to claim the trophy for the quests if I can resolve one first of all, so complete one quest. And then to complete my second quest, I can just visit it. I don't have to resolve it. So it's just easier for me to get that last trophy, because once I get 2 quests, I can gain a trophy. There's also one in the top corner, there's all of our 8 trophies that we can gain. The automounties are slightly different. So if we get 8 friendship level, if we get 2 upgrades, these are our upgrades up here. If we get 3 magic cards, these are our magic cards, which are going to give us pies in a pie fight. If we complete 2 quests, if we deliver 4 crystals or diamonds to the castle in the middle, if we deliver 4 apples to the castle in the middle, if we win a pie fight, and if we gain 8 pies. And we're all starting at 3 pies to begin the game. So that's basically it. They're going to be drawing cards, and the cards are going to be quite small because we're very zoomed out. So I will put overlays over the top and go through the structure of the automa cards just for the first couple of goes, so you can see what sort of cards can be seen in the game, and I'll just talk you through how they work. But it is very, very simple and quite easy to run. So Black's going to go first. So he's going to draw one of his cards. So what he's going to be doing is he's going to be evaluating where he is, and he's got 2 siblings. They actually are slightly different in colour, and you may not be able to see it on the overlay, but we're going to be doing the lighter coloured one as the primary seeker. So the primary always goes first, and then the secondary sibling is going to move after. So the primary is going to try and prioritise collecting the highest number of tokens on the board. It doesn't differentiate between tokens as possible. And then if he's tied for those areas as well, he's going to go alphabetical order. So for example, on this card that we've got, he's going to be trying to go down the A route, and he tries to travel as far as possible, but he cannot. It's physically impossible for him to do that from his camp. So he's going to look at B and C. So C is also impossible. So the primary seeker is just going to go up to B. And there we go. He goes up there. The next guy is also going to have a look at all those options, but the only one available to him is B. So he's going to also sit where his sibling is right now. Now, I will say as the tiebreaker, the secondary sibling will start to go not anti-clockwise, but anti-alphabetical. So reverse alphabetical order, whereas the primary is trying to go alphabetical order. And then at the bottom, we don't worry about for now. That happens and triggers when they are in a pie fight. So that's basically their turn. They are going to be gaining trophies themselves. They are sort of locked out of certain trophies. They are very simple to run in terms of they can gain a trophy if they win a pie fight. They can gain a trophy if they reach 8 pies on their turn. But other than that, they don't earn trophies for the typical things we do. They are going to be earning trophies according to the difficulty of the game. And my difficulty is normal, which means they earn a trophy when they collect 4 or more tokens. So as soon as they get 4 tokens and they don't differentiate between the types, at the beginning of their turn, if both of their seekers are in control of 4 tokens, they can claim a trophy. And so we'll go through that as it happens. But anyway, it is my go. And so I've got a little marker here, and I can choose one of the actions to go ahead and do. And I think we're going to keep it simple. We're going to move. So I'm going to put my marker there. And both of our seekers can move independently. I can't remember the movement rules in Scythe. It's been a very long time since I've played it. But essentially, you can move up to 2 spaces without carrying anything, or you can move 1 space if you are carrying something. So I think I'm just going to move here and here to take control of a gem and an apple. And that's all I'm going to do. White is going to draw. So you'll see at the top, there is like a picture of the board. So we're going to be putting tokens out on the board according to where you can see them. So we've got an apple down between these portals. You've got a gem up here. You've got a quest token up between the other 2 portals and a gem over on the right hand side. So gems and apples can be placed on other people. If you place them on other people, on opponents, you will gain a friendship level, but they don't. They're frozen at the friendship level of 5. So if I was gaining different resources, I can place a gem on one of their spaces, so they gain that gem, but I get a friendship for it. I'm giving them a gift, basically. And the quest tokens, you cannot place them on any other person if they're out on the board. Even yourself, you can't do that. So that's white doing their seek action. They're also going to move. So again, the primary is going to move first, and they're going to try and look to see whether they're gaining the most. So they've only got 2 spaces that they can go on, the gem or the apple, and they're going to do it in alphabetical order. So they are going to come to D right here. This guy, the secondary, is going to go and reverse alphabetical order, not anti-alphabetical. And so he's going to come down this way instead and go to, what is it, E instead of D. Blue. So blue also grabs a card. So he's going to be grabbing a pie. At the top there, it says plus a pie. So he's going to tick up his pie track. And then he's going to have a look to see where he can get the most tokens. So the primary is going to come right across onto the A's. And what they do is they drag all of the tokens they collect all the way along as far as they can. So the A, he's moving 2 spaces along that A. So he's going to be grabbing this gem and dragging it all the way over here to this exploration quest token. And then the secondary one is just going to come down to E because that's the only place that he's able to gain any more tokens. And there we go. So black's turn. So let's grab a card for black. Black is going to grab a pie, take up 1 pie. And then the primary is going to see where he can get the most tokens. So he can get the most tokens by going this way, or this way. It's impossible for him to go this way. So he's going to drag this token and move all the way along as if he's following the track B. And then this guy is going to come up to D. And that's all he's doing. My go again. All right. What do I want to do? Do I want to get an upgrade? To get an upgrade, you can upgrade your movement and your make action, and you have to spend an apple and a gem to get one of the upgrades. I think that might be a good idea right now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend the apple I have and the gem to grab an upgrade. And I think I want to grab, should I grab the movement? Let's grab a movement. So what you do is you grab the top 3 and you can choose one of them. So I've got the supply catapult. I am able to transfer any number of resources between my seekers after moves are resolved. Oh, that's quite nice. Or I can, as one of my moves, move one of my seekers directly to the castle from any space to complete a delivery. That's quite nice as well, but we'd need lots of resources. Or I can do, as part of your move action, your seekers may each make 1 free portal jump between 2 portals. So the portals are all linked to each other, and they're also linked to the castle. The castle, though, is like off limits unless you're delivering your apples or gems there. So you can jump from here to here to here to here. So that allows me to do a free movement to it, which is really quite cool, actually. I could get around the board a lot quicker. I think we're going to take the portal movement, get a bit more mobile. And usually you'd put these at the bottom, but we don't have to worry because they don't get upgrades. So I'm just going to do that. Then we're back to white. So he's not really doing anything different, so I'm just going to resolve it myself now. So this gem is coming onto him. Apple is going over here. Got an exploration quest token and a gem over there. And then white is going to try and he's going to move this way to E. And this secondary one is going to move this way to E as well. Oh, he's got loads and loads of materials. Okay, blue. So blue is now going to achieve his first trophy because he has 4 tokens. He has got this gem, this apple, and this quest token. So we discard all of them. We don't draw a card for him. He simply achieves the first trophy, and we're just going to put them left to right on the board. And that's his go. So we need to get a move on. These guys are really competitive, so I don't necessarily anticipate a win. But we'll see how we get on. And then black's nearly there as well. He's got 3 tokens. He's going to grab a pie. Black grabs a pie if I can. And then primary, so there's no Oh, there is a token right next to him. I didn't see that. It was a bit camouflaged. So he's going to move down this way. So if I don't do anything about that, he's also going to get a trophy. And then he is going to go alphabetical order, reverse alphabetical, and he is going to go, what's he going to do? He's actually going to have a pie fight. So when it's tied, he's just going to move on to the opponent's space. They will not do that, and they will not initiate a fight unless they've got at least 3 pies. Now, black has 5 pies, so he's fine. So he's going to take his token over there, and we're going to now resolve a pie fight. And so I will show you how that works. You resolve all the movement first. So we're now done with moving them both, and now we fight. So first of all, I'm going to draw for blue, just so I know where I am, blue and black. So what we do is just draw a card. So this is blue's card, and you will see at the bottom how many pies that they are throwing. So blue is going to be throwing up to 7 pies. They only have 4, so they're not actually going to do that. But he's also going to be drawing 2 magic cards and adding that to his total. So he's going to be throwing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pies in total. All right, so that's blue. Let's put that down. And then black, and he's only throwing up to 2 pies from his stock, and he can absolutely throw those 2 pies, but he's also going to draw a magic card. And so he has got 6 pies that he's going to be throwing in total. So what we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4, 5, 6. So blue wins. So let's get rid of all of this. Just discard all of that. Blue wins. So that means that black has to go home, basically. So let's grab his person, and he comes back to his camp, and he gets a prize, basically, for being sent home. Is a bit of a consolidation prize. Now, what I should have done before I did that is resolve this. So black actually threw 2 pies, so they need to tick down 2. And blue was throwing up to 7. So they're on 0 pies now. All right, sorry, that's quite important to do. Do that first. So black's been sent home. He gets a consolidation prize of 2 pies. And blue earns another trophy. He has won a pie fight. Ouch, ouch. We need to get a move on. Okay. Normally, when somebody instigates a pie fight, they will lose friendship, but the automas do not. All right, back to me. So I'm a little bit desperate. I need to get on top of these things. If I don't go and do something to the white guy, he's also going to get a trophy, which isn't great. So what's my movement? As part of your move action, your seekers may each make 1 free portal jump between 2 portals. All right. I don't really, because I was just thinking I could go and fight the black, but he's got a lot more pies than me. I also don't think I want to do a pie fight right now anyway, because if I instigate it, I'm gonna lose a friendship, which means I will be pushed into this region here. And once you are at 2 or lower friendship, you can't gain trophies. So I won't even if I win the pie fight, I won't be able to get a trophy for it. So we're going to have to allow white to get that. So at this point, I think I might go and move so I can at least claim ownership of a few things more. So I'm going to move over here to claim this. Yeah. And then if I go over here, I can get another upgrade. Unless, yeah, I think so. Then at least I can get a trophy going. That's fine. We'll leave it like that. White, therefore, is not going to draw a card. He's just going to claim a trophy. So what happens is, I believe you do gems first, and then you do apples, and then you do quest tokens. Let me double check that. Completely lie. It's quests, then gems, then apples, and it's primary first that I've also just had to check. So quests, nothing, then gem, apple. So white has got their first trophy. Whoa. And then we're back to blue. So blue's going to draw. Blue is going to 1, 2, 3, 1. So he is going to do what? He's coming down here to grab this quest token. And then the other guy is, he can't really gain anything. So he's just going to move C and he's going to drag these tokens along. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Black, how many tokens has he got? He's only got 3. So he's going to draw a card. Oh, black's going to get 2 more pies. Wow, he's flying up the pie track. And then there's just this token over here. So he's going to move this way. And then this guy is going to go up here. All right, so this is really tricky. I don't think I can fight the blacks because he's got 7 pies. I have a grand total of 3. And I've got this I can contribute as well. So I think the only thing that I'm going to do is get an upgrade, because then at least I've got a trophy. The others are hanging around a little bit, so I think that's the best option. So let's trade in my gem and my apple to get an upgrade for the make action. Once again, I draw 3 and choose one. So I can... Oh, nice. I can spend 3 apples to take 2 pies from any other player instead of just making them. I'm not going to be able to collect 3 apples though. There's not even any extra things on the board right now. Or 2 apples can make 3 pies, or 2 gems can make a magic card and a friendship. I think none of these are great just because nobody seems to be seeking very much. So I think we're going to go for the 3 pies to make, just because then I can maybe get some fighting going. And that means I've got 2 upgrades, so I can get my first trophy. And then back to white. Here we go, we're getting some seeking going. So we're going to put an apple up here, a gem over here. And so this token would technically go where I am. You cannot do that. So we have to just discard it, which is really annoying. And then white. I think white's going to go and fight blue. Which isn't great because he's going to win and that means he's going to get another trophy. I'm going to end up losing here. Is that what he's doing? Yeah, he is, you know. So he's going to come here and fight blue in a moment. And then you are going to go this way to grab that apple. So let's draw for white first. So white is going to be doing up to 7 pies. So he's going to be throwing just the 3. And then I always keep going to that pile. And blue is going to throw 0 pies. Okay. So white, well, I actually didn't want that. I don't know why I'm excited. So white throws all of his pies, 1, 2, 3. And wins against blue. So blue goes home. And blue gets a consolidation prize of 2 pies. And white has won his first pie fight and grabs a trophy. Oh dear. And white is going to get a 3rd trophy in a minute because he's now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different thingamajiggies, tokens. So that means my next turn, I'm going to have to fight him. Because he's got no pies now. So the chances are I'm going to win. That's fine. We'll deal with that. Blue is trying to come down here, but there's no tokens, so he's probably not going to do that here or here. He's also not got 3 pies, so he doesn't want to come down here because he's going to have to fight black. He has to travel as far as he possibly can. So instead, he's going to go here. And then that guy, he is just going to go here. Black is trading in his 2 gems, his apple, and his token to grab his first trophy. Well done, mate. You did it. Back to me. So we're fighting. Fight. So let's go over here. I'm going to ignore the portal ability. What I'm going to do is move. Oh, no, my friendship level is so low though. It's fine. We're going to have to do it. So I'm going to move you over here. And then this guy is going to move to this portal. So you have to resolve the fights first. We've got little pie dials. So I'm going to decrease my friendship level. Unfortunately. I'm going to throw 3 pies. I want to win this. Because I want those tokens. I want to slow him down. So 3 pies. I'm also going to give my magic. All right, let's see what white is doing. So white is going to be drawing this. Oh, so he's only throwing 1 pie. He doesn't even have that pie. But sometimes they will draw magic cards, so you've still got to resolve it. So let's get rid of that. I have won. I am not able to claim my trophy for it because I am on the negative, basically, friendship level. But the benefit is I have now got those tokens. So let's get rid of my 1, 2, 3 pies. White goes home, gets consolidation prize of 2 pies. And now there is a quest token on my space. Whenever an automountie abandons these tokens, they get discarded from the game. The reason being is when you are resolving them, it's resolved when you move into the space, basically. So I'm now resolving this one here, but because I've taken it from him and it's been around the board a little bit, you don't resolve it. So the only thing that I'm going to be doing now is grabbing this one. We discard that and we draw the top card of the deck, the little quest deck down the corner, and we have 3 options that we can do. I just realized I put my trophy in the wrong area, so I just moved it. So anyway, once we are drawing these cards, it gives us options to select from, basically. So I have a trick or treat card. So what I can do is I can choose to treat, and I would pay 2 gems to add any 3 apples or gems to any unoccupied space. But I do not have 2 gems, I only have 1. Or I can trick, so a player of your choice gives you 2 of their apples or gems, their choice, but you have like a selection in the back of the book, so they don't choose, obviously. But I would lose a friendship, which is a bit detrimental right now. Or I can gain 1 apple or gem for just visiting. And what would happen then is I would return this to the bottom of the quest deck, but I would get an apple or a gem. So, what do I want to do? The thing is, I'm quite tempted by this trick to get 2 apples or gems because I could ask him to nick. Oh, I am going to do that. Let's do that. I know it's risky because I'm going to lose friendship. So I'm going to choose white. He doesn't have any choice because the only thing that he's got is apples. So I'm going to move these apples over here. I do lose a friendship, but I have also completed a quest. That's what I'm going to do. That's really risky. So I'm only on 1 friendship now. I can't even gain any trophies right now, but I might be able to in a minute. White. I've also nicked stuff from him, so that's really good. So he's going to be seeking. So let's put all of these pieces out and an apple down here. And then where's white going to go? He's just going to go here to A. And then this guy is going to come down here to get this gem. Blue, he's only got 1 apple right now. He's going to grab a pie. And then, oh no, is he going to come and fight me? He might fight me. Oh, that would be awful. He is going to try and, he is, he's going to come fight me. That's fine. He's got 3 pies, so he's going to come here and fight me. He is going to go to F. So he's fighting. That's really, really rubbish. So I have a grand total of 0 pies to contribute. I have 0 pies and I don't even have a magic card. So he is going to be throwing 6. He has 3 only. So I guess he's won. So let's take away those 3 pies. Damn you, you little sod. So I come home, he gets all those tokens. But I do get a consolidation prize. Now, it's a little bit different for me. They just get 2 pies, but I can choose to take 2 pies, a magic card. That's it, 2 pies or a magic card. But I also remove my marker from my sheet, so I am not restricted anymore. I don't think I said, but you are unable to do the same action twice in a row. So you always have to move it one way or another. So now I can move again next turn if I want to. What do I want? I'm just going to take a magic card, I think, because they are potentially going to be bigger, which is good because now I've got 4 pies. That's fine. Grumpy. He's already won a pie fight, so he doesn't get anything there, which is just unfortunate. Black is going to go 1, 2, 3. There's nothing up there, nothing down there, nothing down there. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And he is able to go. Oh, he's going to fight blue now. That's really good. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 and drag all of this up there. All right. So black is going to. I'm going to draw for blue first and then black. So blue, I need to shuffle. No, I don't need to shuffle my cards. Blue is going to throw no pies, but he's going to get an extra 5. Interesting. And then black, oh, interesting, is throwing no pies, but gets an extra 3. Oh no, so blue wins. So blue has thrown technically nothing. That's cost him nothing. And black has thrown no pies as well. Oh dear, oh dear. So black goes home and he gets another 2 pies. He has now got 9 pies, so he gains his trophy. Now, this is one of the rules that I'm not entirely certain about. When the automountie abandon quest tiles on the board, they are removed from the game. I don't know whether that counts when they are fighting each other because I don't know who technically has ownership of them at that point. So this quest token here, I'm like, I think the black took it with him, so he abandoned it. But is that just like shared resource? So I think I'm just going to remove it, but I'm not entirely certain whether that is correct. I don't know. You can obviously like tweak that. So if you wanted to make it harder for yourself, you can say whoever brought it, and if they abandoned it, remove it. Otherwise, don't. I don't know. All right. So black has failed at achieving a pie fight again. My go. What on earth do I want to do? I have got a grand total of 1 trophy, which is really poor. So I'm getting myself all confused today. I keep moving my trophy around, but it was the upgrade. I just checked on my footage and I managed to get the upgrade trophy prior to dropping my friendship level. So I just have the 1 and it's on the upgrade one, which is now on the correct spot. It's now been on 3 different spots. Okay, so we're slipping behind. Everyone else has got their 2nd trophy already. So how can I do that too? White has more pies than me. What I should have done is actually grab pies instead, because then I could have maybe gone for the 3 pie option. I think at this point we're going to need to seek. So we need friendship. I don't know whether to actually move now and then try and get away from white. But he's not going to be fighting me this turn. So no, let's not do that. Let's seek. So when you seek, you can choose 1 or 2 options. And I'm going to choose the top option, which gives me more red dye, which are apples. So let's get rid of that. And you're going to be throwing 2 pink or red die, blue and a yellow. And it tells me whereabouts these resources are going. So I've got 2 apples to place, and my first apple needs to be on a grey area. So I am going to give it to... We are going to give that to black. So I can push up a friendship level. And then the colours of these dice are not great, if I'm totally honest. And then we've got like a red, is like a red-brown. So that apple's going to go here, because then hopefully I can collect that in a minute. We've got a navigation quest token on white. Remember, they cannot be placed on somebody, so I cannot place that on white. So I'm going to try and get them out the way, push them over there. And we get a gem in the yellow section. Unfortunately, I wanted to get some more friendship, but that hasn't happened. So we're going to put that here, I think. And we can hopefully collect that at some point. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I wonder if I should have put that apple... No, that's fine. Nope, we're good. We're good. That's all I'm doing then. So let me just shuffle these cards and then we'll draw for white. So white is going to... We can't get any tokens, so he's just going to go up there, which is great. Now, white is not going to come and fight with me, because he's only got 2 pies and he'd need 3 to instigate a fight. So he is probably just going to go up here. Good, away from me. That's what we want. Now, unfortunately, blue has 4 tokens again. So he's going to get rid of both gems and both apples to get another trophy. Oh my gosh, he is flying. Ouch, but black is not doing too well. Neither am I, to be honest, but I say he's not doing too well. He's heavy on the pie situation. He's got another one. And then what's he going to do? So he is probably going to fight someone. So you're going to fight? No, because he can't get any tokens. Oh, excuse me. So he's just going to move with his apple over into the portal. And then he is going to go up here. Back to me. All right, let's think about this. We need to do some more seeking, because we are physically unable to get any trophies right now, whether or not we have the opportunity to. So we're going to seek again. And we're actually away from everyone right now as well. I'm also on a portal space, which means because of my movement upgrade, I can move quite easily. So I think I'm just going to seek. And there's 2 seek actions. They're 2 separate things. So I can seek, but I have to do the bottom one, which is throw 2 blue, a red, and a yellow. So we've got a yellow gem. I didn't want yellow. We're going to cluster them, I think. Plus that's closer to me. A yellow navigation token. Honestly, I think we're going to push that there as well, because I might be able to get my second quest, in which case that will be a trophy for me. We've got a red apple. This is not going well. Red apple, we're going to push that over there because I want that. And a blue gem. So we can do that. We can give him a gem, which means I'm now able to gain trophies again. Woo! Okay. That was close. I always go for this pile. White. White's gaining 2 pies. Okay, he can now fight me. Fight me! So, what is he doing? He's going fast. He is simply coming down here. That's the only place he can go. This guy is going reverse alphabetical order, just coming down here. So he's coming towards me. We're going to have to move next time. That's fine. Blue is going to... Oh no. That's okay. I thought he's going to come fight me, but he's got no pies. So that's fine. So he's not coming down this way. He can either go this way or this way. So he's going to go 1, 2. No, he's not. No, he's not. Sorry. He's not moving then. Yes, he is. What's he do? I've never had this before. Basically, he doesn't want to move anywhere because it's going to instigate fights no matter what direction he's in. So what's he going to do? Okay, so he's just going to stop moving before he goes on to an opponent's seeker when he has less than 3 pies. So what he's going to do, he's still going to prioritize A and just stop here because then he doesn't want to come and see me. So what's this guy going to do? He's going to try and he's going to go this way instead. Black is, oh, seek. Good, good. Get us some tokens out and about. That's what we want. Got a gem up there. That's not great. This one doesn't come out the quest token because there's somebody there. An apple over there and a gem. Oh, wow. This is a very busy space. We're going to go and get all of that, I think. So black, where do you want to move to? You've got tons of pies, so you can fight if you need to. But you can collect some apples there, which is very nice. And then you can't gain any extra tokens, so you're just going to go to E. My go. All right, so we're going to move. We're going to move. So let's move. And I think this guy is going to go 1, 2 to take control of these apples. And as part of my move action, your seekers may each make 1 free portal jump between 2 portals. So I'm going to do my free jump here, and then I've got a movement of 1. So I'm going to move onto this space. Very, very nice. And I can resolve this quest token. Now, this is what I was trying to talk about earlier. So my special behavioral ability, my special bonus, is the quest one. So I can complete this second quest by just visiting it. I just resolve it. I don't need to resolve it. Resolving it is optional, and this will earn me my trophy if I've already completed my first quest. I already have a quest that I have completed, so technically I have a second trophy that I can put down right now, but I can finish this if I want to, if I think it's going to be beneficial for me. So I am able to, this is Friends in Peril. Oh, that's so cute. So I can send aid, so I can place 2 of my gems on a space occupied by another player. Oh, that's giving them quite a lot. I would gain 2 friendship and a pie. Oh, they're all beating me though, so maybe I won't. I can gain 2 gems to lose a friendship. Better things to do. Otherwise I won't be back in the negative. Or I can say no thanks, gain 1 gem for visiting, and return it to the bottom of the deck. Interesting. I reckon I might be able to get to the end of the game reasonably quickly if I do the no thanks and get that other gem. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say no thanks. So I gain a gem for visiting. I'm going to give that to this guy here. And return this face down to the bottom of the quest deck. But in the meantime, complete my second quest by just visiting it, so I get this trophy. The one that I put my trophy on ages ago. Okay, we're doing okay. They're going to come and get my resources now anyway, so it's fine. White is going to get a pie. And where are you? You're miles away, so you're going to come over here to grab this. Where's the other white guy? Here. And he is going to, he can't really get anything, so he's just going to move down here. Blue has no tokens at all around him. So he has still got 0 pies, so he doesn't want to go in this direction, really. Can't go there, can't go there. So he is actually prioritizing this, and he doesn't move on to white because he doesn't want to fight. And then you don't get any tokens going up there. You don't get any tokens going up there. 1, 2, 3. Don't get any tokens going up there. So you're just going to go 1, 2, 3. Always coming towards me. Black. Good. We got more tokens coming out. That's what we want. That's what we want. And we want it so they're not on them. So they can go and sweep those up instead of bothering me. Oh, I get an apple on my own space. That's nice. It's very nice. And the quest doesn't come out. Black is probably going to move up here to get this. And then you are also going to go and find your friend up there. Back to me. Okay, so we need to be sensible here. I can't move right now, unfortunately. But what I'm thinking, I've got 6 apples to my name and I've got 4 gems to my name. So it would be really fabulous if what I could do is get both of the apples and gems delivered to the castle. And that would give me 2 trophies. I'm just a little nervous though, because I'm going to have to loiter around a bit because I can't move this time. I could definitely deliver though next time. So if he doesn't bother me, I could move this guy here from free movement and then deliver to the castle so I could get another trophy next round. All right, the only option then, I really don't want to get rid of my resources to make anything. So what I'm going to do is just seek, I think. Yeah, let's seek. And let's do gems. So 2 blue. All right. Oh, I don't really want to do this. So we get a gem on the green. We're going to try and convince them to move elsewhere. Blue. You can go and fight over there for it. Another apple. I'm going to take that myself. And a yellow gem. I will take that myself as well. Okay. Oh, okay. That's fine. And then white. White is going to seek as well, so. And then white is almost certainly going to come down there. Yeah. And then you are going to. Where are you going? Probably going up here. Yeah. So white's going to get a trophy next round. Blue, where's blue? You haven't got anything at all. Blue's going to get some pies, 2 pies. And then you're going to try, you're not going to fight, so you're just going to move up there. And you are going to go here. Black is going to trade in his 4 apples for a trophy. Okay, so me and white are joint losing. Blue and black are doing well. But blue and black don't have any tokens to their name right now. So we might be all right. Back to me. So if I can move, get my hair out of the way. If I can move. So as one of my free actions, what I'm going to do is this. Move here. And take all of this stuff with me. The next action I'm going to do is deliver to the castle. So what I do is I move from portal to castle, and I'm going to deliver my 4 gems. I have to abandon all of the other resources on the area that I am, which is a little unfortunate, but that's fine. I get a nice fat trophy. And I get to come home. And I'm pretty certain I get to recuperate again. But that seems like cheating. Do I get to do that? I think I do. I'm just going to double check. I hardly ever do these particular trophies. Yes, I'm still rejuvenated. So I get the option to, I can move that off. I can get 2 pies or a magic card. What do I want? I'm going to take another magic card. See, I've got loads of pies now. Nice. Okay, it's going well now. Let's go to white. So white is not going to draw. What white's going to do is spend the quest token, and then it's gem, apple to get another trophy. So we are all joint right now. And that's all he's going to do. Blue is going to seek. So you come over here. Don't give him that. He's just got a trophy. and don't give them one either. What are you doing? What are you doing? And what are you going to do? You're going to move up here to go and grab this token. And you are probably going to go and nick all of my stuff. Yes, you are. Little monkey. That's fine. You can have that. You can have that. Although he's going to get a trophy next time and trigger the end of the game. So, maybe that wasn't the best idea. It's fine. We're fine. Black is also going to seek. This is interesting in a minute, and I will tell you what I'm thinking. Can this one come out? Yeah, that one can come out. And the gem. So black is going to go down here and drag that with him. And you are going to go this way. So what I can see now, my turn, is blue is, unless I can fight him for it now, blue is going to get another trophy. That's his 4th trophy. Remember, the end of the game triggers at 4 trophies, which means I have to also gain a trophy on my turn, which I will be able to do because I would have won a pie fight. No, wait. I would need to be able to win a trophy on my turn. And I don't really know what trophy I would be winning. So I could go and fight him, probably win. And that would be my last trophy. But I still might not win because, well, let me think about it. Blue will be getting their last trophy as well. No, wait, sorry. If I fight him and I win, that means I would win my 4th trophy. He will lose all of these, so he'll have 2 tokens. So white will not be able to get his last trophy. Blue will not be able to get his last trophy. Black definitely won't be able to get his last trophy. So I will win. What are the chances of me winning? Pretty high. So I'm going to go and move then. And I'm going to abandon all of my apples. I think. So I'm going to move 1, 2. But then I will be pushing this into... I won't be able to get my friendship. But it will delay the game. That's fine. We're going to have to do that. Oh, this is stressful. What I can do then is go 1, 2 and see if this is going to be any good to get friendship. Interesting. So let's resolve this pie fight first. I push this down because I'm mean. I am going to contribute a grand total of 0 pies from the track, but I'm going to give them both of these, so I have 8. He's going to draw a card, and he is going to be throwing 6 at me, which means he's going to be just throwing 2. I win. So get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. He goes home. He gets 2 pies as a little prize. I don't gain a trophy because I'm mean. But I have delayed the end of the game. I think that is okay. I think so. Oh, we'll see. White is not able to get anything. So he's just going to come down here. And you can go and get this. So white's now going to trigger the end of the game. Little monkey. Oh, this is stressful. I probably was better off taking a second position. Blue. My dog is twitching on the floor. He's dreaming. Blue is going to try and go up there. He cannot. He is just going to drag these down here. Oh, wait, I haven't even finished my turn. Sorry. Let me just finish his movement. I'm so all over the place today. And then he is going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh God, he's going to trigger the end of the game as well. Okay, this is it then. So black's turn, but I was going to have a look at this. So lots to learn. I'm able to pay. Interesting. I wonder then. Pay 2 apples, gain 1 magic spell and 1 friendship. I reckon though that wouldn't have allowed me to get the final thing. Let me read the wording in a minute. Or I can trade one of my magic spells for a random magic spell from any other player. I would lose a friendship. Wouldn't be doing that. No thanks is gain 1 magic spell for visiting. Let me have a look at what the rules say, what the wording says, because I think it will probably be you're unable to gain the trophy at the time, that you need to be able to win that trophy at that time, not on your turn necessarily, because I think it's literally in step 4 of the pie fight. So reveal your totals. The player with the highest score wins. The winner earns a pie fight trophy if they have not already done so. Yeah, it just says being unfriendly is frowned upon. When your friendship is below 3, you may not earn trophies even if you've met the criteria. So when your friendship is restored to 3 or higher, you may once again earn trophies at a rate of 1 trophy on your turn until the grand finale. So I think technically I wouldn't be able to have done that anyway. So what I might still do though, because I still can't use these 2 apples to take me to the castle or anything, I can't trade them in. So I would have paid 2 apples to gain a magic spell and a friendship. So I would be eligible to now do it. All right. So sorry, was cheating. But black is now going to go. He's going to get a pie. He's at maximum pies. He is pie heavy. And then he's going to grab this gem. And he's going to go there. No, he's not. He's going to come down here. So he's also triggering the end of the game. So this is my final turn, I think. And I can't move. So this has not gone very well. I think I screwed it up a couple of turns ago. I could have done something good with all of my apples or something like that. I don't know. So the only things that I think I can do, I really want to move, but I just can't. I can't. So I can't make anything either. I've only got 1 apple and 1 gem. I don't want to go fighting. I mean, do I want to go fighting? I can't move, so I can't fight. So the only thing that I will do is seek. Because there is a minuscule possibility. No, there's not even a minuscule possibility that I could get my 4th trophy. That's fine. We're going to seek and we're going to go for the gems. So gem, apple, quest. And we get a yellow apple. Let's just push my friendship up. So let's give that to you. And a red quest token. Let's put that down here. A white gem. And a green gem. Okay, that was sad. White then is going to trade all 4 of his gems in for his final trophy. Very nice. So that means the grand finale is triggered. So that means every other character gets, or every other player gets 1 last turn. You are no longer restricted to earning only 1 trophy on your turn. So if you can meet multiple criteria on that same turn, you can absolutely just keep claiming all of your trophies. I I think that's basically it. The tiebreaker then is at the highest friendship level. So unfortunately, I still wouldn't even get there either. I would have to get my trophy as well as push my friendship level up. And that's about it. I think there's one more tiebreaker. I think it might be to do with the number of pies or something like that. But it does say in the rulebook that it's not unusual for ties to occur. So we're going to go straight to Blue, and Blue is also going to earn his last trophy because he's going to trade in all of these to get his last one. And then also Black is not going to draw. He's going to trade in Quest, Gem, to get his last one as well. What a mess of trophies over there. I can't really reach it. So is there any way for me to get that last trophy? I have enough friendship. I don't have any pies to go fight with, really. I think my best bet would literally be to... I don't know. There's literally nothing for me to do. I can't make... I could get a different upgrade. I don't know. There's also not in the rules about like discarding your upgrades you've got and drawing another one. That wouldn't help me anyway. I shouldn't have maybe used my magic cards because I might have been able to squeeze out my last trophy. So I think the only thing that I'm going to do, could I seek 1, 2, 3? It's impossible for me to also seek and get that friendship as well. So the only thing that I can think to do is come down here. And that's about it, really. I don't really want to move anywhere with you. That's fine. We're going to move over here. That's our free action, and we're going to move over here. And then finally, I'm just going to see what this quest is, just in case it says you can deliver immediately from whatever space you're on. Help with apples. So I can place 2 of my apples on a space occupied by another player, and I would gain 2 friendship and 1 pie. Or I can gain 3 pies to lose 2 friendship. Or I can gain 1 apple for visiting, return this quest face down to the bottom of the quest deck. So I may as well place 2 of my apples on a space occupied by another player. There you go, Black. You can have them. I would gain 2 friendship, and a pie. And that is the end of the game. I would get my 3rd quest. And that is it. And I have lost. They have all got all 4 trophies. I have got 3 out of 4. One more. Well, no, I was going to say one more turn and I could have got my last one, but I couldn't really because I've got all my 4 apples down here. I would have needed to have moved them up here and then moved them here, but then I could have delivered. So 2 turns. So yeah, these automas, I keep calling them automounties. They're really quite competitive. They're quite difficult to win against, and this was just on normal. Usually I play a little better than this, so I can win most of the time, but they are a challenge. But anyway, we will be back in a moment and I will go through my final thoughts on My Little Scythe. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. So just going into some final thoughts on My Little Scythe. The first thing that I do want to say is that I think that the name of the game does this game a disservice. When you look at the cover, as cute as all of the animals are, but when you look at the cover, because of the bright, bold colours and it's very sort of blocky in terms of the artwork. I really like the artwork, but it's very sort of childlike in look. It does come across as a child's game. Now, I live in the UK and there is a shop called the Early Learning Centre where you go and buy toys for babies, toddlers, all of that stuff. And My Little Scythe sounds like a game that you'll pick up in there for your preschooler, for your toddler to put things in their mouths and learn stuff, learn how to count, that sort of thing. I don't think that My Little Scythe fits into that category at all. And I actually think it is a very solid game. And so calling it My Little Scythe, I think, isn't the greatest because I think a lot of people that would otherwise enjoy this game will discount it And I certainly was almost in that category, and I ignored it for a long time before I heard somebody talk about it and say, don't just sort of brush it aside because of the name. And so I just think that this is a very accessible game. It's definitely accessible. It's definitely kinder in terms of theme and much more. I prefer the theme. So I think it's a nicer, approachable theme, friendlier theme, a bit more, it's less sort of heavy and war focused. I know Scythe isn't a war game, but the look of the game and the big mechanical mechs going around, it has a very, very like combat heavy theme, even though it's not a combat heavy game. And this one is just so much more lighthearted, so much more fun, I think, in terms of theme. And so I think that jumps out more than anything to make this a game that I think will appeal to quite a lot of different people, from your children that maybe, and I think they must be familiar to some sort of games to get a handle of this, because it's certainly not a super simple game. All the way up to seasoned gamers. My husband and I have played this one quite a few times now, and we really enjoy this experience. This is one of the only games that I've actually managed to persuade him to play with me on a weeknight, and that is unheard of. That was twice in a row, actually. I think maybe it was 3 times. I think we did it over the weekend as well. So that speaks for itself. This is a snappy and fun game. So one of the main things that I like about it is that it does take it takes the fun aspects of Scythe that I feel and just pushes it into a much more compact game. It's difficult to compare it to Scythe. I haven't played Scythe for many years now, and I remember enjoying the experience, but feeling like as a solo player and playing it 2-player, I've never played it more than 2. It just lacked something. I think it lacked that interaction. And I don't look for interaction in games because I am a solo gamer. I don't care for it that much. It's fine. But Scythe, I felt, was a game that needed it. And I felt like it was trying to lean into this is a war situation. This is a territory control type game. And because the automas were sort of elsewhere and not really doing a lot, your second player was elsewhere at the other side of the map, I just felt it just lacked something. And so I feel like Scythe is going to be a game that is better at higher player counts, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one that echoes that. But I'm hesitant to sort of put my stamp down against that feeling because I haven't played it at higher player counts. This one, I feel, does a much greater job at shrinking the experience down into a more not competitive as such. It doesn't necessarily feel hugely more competitive, but just a tighter experience, and you are going to have that greater conflict with each other, even though it's just throwing pies in each other's face. It just feels a little bit more streamlined in terms of trying to create the game that I think Scythe was actually meant to be. I'm a really big fan of this game, and I'm trying to remember how I felt playing Scythe, but I am glad this one's in my collection over Scythe. I think this one will get a lot more plays in my collection than Scythe ever would. I would never consider bringing Scythe out in family gatherings, ever. I would probably never really teach it to like a gamer couple friends that we have. Probably not. Not that I know how to play it now anyway. But this one I would consider teaching to family members. Consider it. I may tweak some rules a little bit, but I would consider it. Just because of the whole package as a deal. Like, it looks colourful, the theme is lighter, there's no combat war going on, which can put a lot of players off, especially ones that aren't like heavy gamers. This one is super colourful, really bold, everything's really clear, everything's really big. I was so surprised at how big the board was, and it does therefore feel more childish. Everything looks more childish, but in fact, I think it helps open up the doors to feeling just that much more approachable, rather than leaning into that I'm playing a babies or kids game. It treads a fine line. I definitely can see how some people may look at this and go, oh, I'm not playing that. Like, that's for, 3-year-olds. And I think that they would be missing out, if I'm honest. I think they would be missing out. And this is a solid game in its own right. One of the main things that I do like about this game is just how quick your turn is. You have very limited options on your turns of what to do. You're either moving, you're either seeking, or you're either creating something. And it's just so short and snappy that there's going to be little to no analysis paralysis for any form of player. Some people therefore may think that the strategy is not going to be there, but I certainly think that, especially when the board starts to become a little bit more crowded, when you are playing against more of these automounties, I do think that strategy definitely does fall into it. You do very much need to consider how you are moving around that board, when and who you're going to be triggering pie fights against, whether you're going to be nicking their resources or concentrating on your own thing, because I tend to concentrate on my own thing quite a lot, and it does definitely detriment me in this game. As you could see, I was basically ignoring what most people were doing a lot of the time, and they all managed to get their trophies before me. And sometimes that's always going to happen. You're not going to be able to prevent everything, but I really like how this sort of forces you to become aware of what your opponents are doing. It's a tight space. There's a lot going on, and so you need to just be careful, because the turnover of trophies is actually quite quick. You need to be careful about how well other players are doing. You need to be very conscious of that all the time, and so it does draw you out of your own little tunnel vision, which I really like. It's a fresh take on games for me. I'm usually much more tunnel vision than that, so really enjoyable aspect that is. I do particularly like the questing cards as well. I think they're a lot of fun. They're very cute themed, like you're trick-or-treating and things like that. But I also like the fact that you have a third option. It's not just like you can either do option A or option B by paying resources and getting this bonus, or C, discard it and nothing happens, which is always a disappointment. And some games do those sorts of things. But this one gives you a little tiny bonus if you just don't have the resources at that time, which can lend itself to a different strategy altogether. You can go around hoovering up all of those, preventing other people from gaining quests and things like that. So you're gaining all these little bonuses, but at the same time, you're not going to be counting them towards your quest goal, because they just go at the bottom of the deck. I think they're a really lighthearted, fun thing to have on the board. They don't add too much overhead or downtime, because there is going to be a bit of reading in there, but I just think that they are a really cute thing to add in. I really like them. I try to do the quests almost every game. I do sometimes feel that the delivery actions or the delivery trophies are a bit harder than the rest, especially as when you set up the game, you usually have you always have three resources around your center camp. And so I do find out on the first turn that it's very easy most of the time to just go ahead and get an upgrade in the first action. So I do feel like that is an easier way to go in the game. And especially when you're playing with more players and more automounties, they're not necessarily seeking constantly. I think maybe the ratio of moving and seeking would maybe change with human players to automounty players, but they're not seeking all the time. So what's going to happen is you're going to be if you get 4 apples ready to deliver to the castle, you're actually doing really well. And so I think that they're a little bit more difficult to achieve other than the others. You're almost always going to get a pie fight win somewhere in the game. I didn't, because I managed to screw up my friendship with everyone. But I just feel like those two are a little bit more challenging. But I seem to remember that some trophies in Scythe were a bit more challenging than others to get as well, or I certainly felt that. So maybe that's not a negative as such. In fact, there's not really many negatives to say about this game, other than the fact that it is a lighter experience for people that are into heavy Euro games and only heavy Euro games and play solo only or 2-player only. This may not scratch that itch for you. The quickest I've played this game is in about 25 minutes, and that was against 3 automas. So this can definitely be played in a very small amount of time. The setup is very easy. So from that perspective, it's very positive. But at the same time, you're not going to sit down for a whole evening and play this game unless you're playing 6 players or something like that. I can imagine then it's going to take a little bit of time. But this is a much smaller Scythe experience. But I still think scratches the same itch as that game did. Quite honestly, like if there was a family that I was recommending a game to and the kids were maybe, I don't know, like 7 to 8 years old, maybe 6 if they're particularly into games, this would be an absolute hit. I can imagine that they would have so much fun with all the miniatures because we'll go to the components in a minute, but they're just lovely. This is a really good gateway type game. I think it's a little bit more than a gateway game, if I'm honest. I do think it pushes the boundaries a little bit, especially as there is quite a lot going on in terms of a little bit of conflict, but it's friendly conflict, maybe. I think kids and adults would have an absolute blast playing it together. I know that I have a really great time playing this 2-player with my husband. We usually play Seekers each, and then we have 2 automounties in. I've just replaced his player today with the 3rd automountie, and we find that that is a really good spot. The 4-player is really easy to turn over. You can play it with as many automounties as you want to. You just got to keep track of them. So this, in terms of flexibility of who to play it with, how many people you play it with, I think it's wonderful. And I'm just trying to think of whether, from a solo only perspective, would I go for it? And I don't quite know the answer to that, if I'm honest. I think it's not a game that I would go into a shop and buy for myself to play solo, just because I think when you are having games of conflict, I think it's just automatically a bit more fun when you are playing against a real human. And so when you're simulating conflict, I think it can lie a little bit flat when you are playing only against AI players. Now, I don't think that this necessarily falls flat. I think all the other aspects that are positive of this game do lift it up to sort of be a very decent, solid choice. But in terms of solo only, if I was ever bringing it out for solo only, I am not sure it would hit the mark for me just. But it is so much fun in terms of, I think I could play it with so many different types of people. It has a good solo mode, which is fun. It sets up and tears down in very little time. It looks beautiful. The components are really lovely. I think that this is a really solid game to have in a collection. And I am really, really pleased that I have played it and got over my, oh, this is a kid's game feeling, because it's not. So going into the components a little bit then. So as I said, the board is massive. It is huge. I didn't expect it to be quite so big, but actually it is a real pleasure to play with. All the colors absolutely pop. It is beautiful. The only one thing I will say is that it does look quite bright in terms of it's very blocky, and so I say that the artwork and that does, I think, push over into the childlike aspect, and so the look of the game does feel more childish than I think it feels playing. The miniatures are amazing. I really, really want to paint these so badly. A lot of miniature painting I have been put off from just because I don't have like steady enough hands or like keen enough eyesight to get in the nooks and crannies of all these tiny miniatures that are so detailed. And I also don't have the skill to like thin the paint down, or the paintbrushes that are not, destroyed, enough of them to like really get into the detail. And so they can always look a bit crummy when I've finished with them. But these ones are really big and really blocky in terms of you're not going to be going into lots of detail with them. So I can imagine when they are painted, they are going to look amazing and they are going to pop off the table. So again, this is something that I think kids and families would absolutely just go nuts over. So not only can you all paint at the same time, you can even take like siblings each and each do one of them, or I don't even know. Amazing opportunity to play games with your family that would be variable in terms of how many people you want to play with. If you've got one kid, you can put loads of automounties in to just run. If you've got loads of kids, you could just play. It plays up to 6 players, I believe, or is it 7 players? I think it's 6. Just fabulous. It's such a versatile game. And going off of that as well, before I forget, this game has options to play as like teams. So I believe you can team up, or the idea is that you are You may be able to pair up with like a young child and both play as faction each perhaps and play against automounties. So you're going to be cooperatively playing with each other, trying to beat them. And so this game just has a wide range of abilities to be able to adapt to your playing style. And then further off of that as well, the ability to adjust the difficulty is super, super simple. All that happens is you are going to be adjusting how many pies the automounties start with, as well as the number of tokens that they need to trade in for a trophy. So for example, we did normal difficulty today. So they had 4 tokens that they needed to trade in for a trophy. If you wanted to make it harder, I think that they gained 1 more pie at the beginning of the game to start with, as well as you would need 3 tokens to trade in for a trophy. Now, I don't see the need to push up to the harder difficulties yet, but maybe in the future. And so the ease of which you can manipulate the game to your tastes is just second to none. And the ease of which to run these automounties as well is just super smooth. And when you are in a game like this, because it's going to be feeling better and the board more full and competitive at those higher player counts, it does lend itself to you wanting to run multiple of these automounties at once. And so it's essential that these play smooth. And these cards are really easy to read. They are super simple to understand. You're literally just ticking up the pie track, placing a couple of tokens down on the board and moving. So I really, really like how they run. I think that they've done a really good job of that. The only negative part of it, I think, as I think I've said in literally every review I've ever done, is the rule book. There's still, in fact, I've been playing this game wrong for a good few plays. I don't think that they make a clear enough distinction between the human players and the automounties in terms of how they deal with tokens. So the automounties do not look at the type of token they are taking necessarily. They are going to be just collecting 4 tokens to trade in for a trophy. And I didn't understand that. It didn't make it clear enough to me that they were oblivious to the type of token they were taking. And so I just think that this could have done with a few extra examples, a few extra clarity paragraphs just to sort of explain certain situations. It's also not entirely clear about the movement when the automounties cross each other or land on the same spot. I think I've read on the forum now that you think of it as them sweeping all the tokens with them. So if they're crossing, they're sweeping anything their other partner has on the board with them as well. And the only other thing was about those quest tokens. I don't quite understand when they would trigger it in terms of if you've got 2 automounties fighting each other, does the quest token get removed, or is that only to detriment yourself so you don't resolve it? So there's a few things that are unclear. I definitely think the rulebook could have been better. The multiplayer rulebook is pretty good. I don't have too many complaints about that, but as usual, it's the solo mode that is always a little bit left ambiguous and could do with a few more examples. But yeah, lots to really love about this game in terms of all the way from the theme. It's such a fun, cute theme of, throwing pies at each other and trying to win a tournament. Such a cute, lovely, light-hearted thing compared to Scythe. You've got the variability in play in terms of player count and adjusting difficulty. The look of this game is lovely. It's really bright, really clear for all players. There's very minimal reading involved as well, so it's a great game for younger players. And the gameplay is really quick, really easy to get running, and it is, I think, gives a certain amount of crunch that is not disappointing, as long as you know that you're not going to be getting a heavy experience going in, and it is going to be more lightweight and with a bit of strategy but not a massive amount. I think you'll be very happy with this in your collection. I'm going to wrap that one up there today then. So just once again, thank you very much to Stonemaier Games for providing me with a copy of My Little Scythe to do this playthrough of today and the mini review. But I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Do let me know down below if you have played this one and what you think of it. Otherwise, have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.